Всім привіт! З вами Алекс, і я вітаю вас на моєму каналі. І сьогодні граємо далі в Сиберію, 4-та серія першої частини. І що ми будемо робити зараз? Ми підемо подивитися на цей оркестр, який стоїть перед входом в музей, щоб взагалі зрозуміти, як його треба відремонтувати. І... Де він? О боже, навіщо? Чому? Чому на самому початку до нас хтось телефонує?
Hello?
So, you got him then, this air?
Ah, it's you, Mr. Marson. Good day, and how are you, sir?
I'll feel a whole lot better when this whole business is over and the sales contract is signed. Where the hell are you?
I'm in Barkstadt.
What? What in God's name are you doing there?
It's a magnificent university town. It would appear Hans Vorarlberg once passed by here several years ago.
So if he isn't there anymore, then there's no point hanging around.
I hear what you're saying, sir, but I have good reason to believe that Hans Vorarlberg is still alive. For the time being, I'm trying to gather extra information from people who have known him.
What's your next destination?
I'm not exactly sure yet.
Doesn't sound like you know too much, Kate.
I just need a bit of time, Mr. Marson.
Yeah, well, time is what you ain't got. Keep me posted.
Навіщо вона взагалі йому відповідає? Ну, типу, вона там казала, що вона так любить свою роботу і так далі, але, блін, ну, шеф, який розмовляє з тобою в такому тоні, ну, серйозно? Це дуже неприємно. Тим паче, вона робить все, що в її силах, щоб якось довести цю справу до кінця, а він ще так з нею розмовляє. І що? Що?
This thing's jammed.
Угу. І тут лежить яйце. Сюди, мабуть, теж треба буде покласти яйце, щоб була противага. І так, нам взагалі треба теж дізнатися, як вигнати тих птахів, бо там була драбина нагору. Побачити, що є там. Але добре, все по порядку. Йдемо на станцію. Наш мастер по вокзалу.
I'm sorry to disturb you.
What can I do for you, miss?
Station Master. Так, розкажи нам про
Where
Савіньйон.
might I find some forest Sauvignon plants, please?
No place around here, that's for sure. I don't know what you're talking about. That stuff's from the Amazon.
You know, for someone who knows nothing about the plant, you seem pretty well informed about which mysterious faraway country it comes from.
Підозрілий
Oh,
чувак.
Amazon, Peru, Papua, New Guinea, it's all the same to me. Gotta go. Gotta work.
Wait, don't go! You know what? I don't think he was being totally straight with me.
Та я теж так думаю, Кейт. Щось він скриває. Приховує, так, щось він приховує. Зараз підемо до потягу, візьмемо мамонта, дамо цьому пану професору, ну, покажемо, щоб він нам сказав точно, чи це ця іграшка, яку він собі уявляв. Так. Привіт, Оскар. Стій собі сам. І от чому тоді була вже ця долонь на мамонті. Гра вже нас готувала до того, що його можна буде забрати. Ну, але добре. Йдемо назад в університет. До цього пана вченого. Може ще. Ось де втік цей Station Master. Зараз його запитаємо ще раз за
Excuse me,
Савіньйон.
Station Master, but I need you again.
Can't you see I am very, very busy?
No.
Well, I am. very busy indeed. But, okay, I think I can give you a minute of my time.
Так, дуже зайнятий.
I'm looking for a kind of little juicy berry. You don't know where I could find some?
Look, lady, the station doesn't have any Sauvignon berries, not even forest
Совіньйон, він вже знає
Funny
Совіньйон.
you should mention it. That's exactly what I was looking for. Forest Sauvignon.
Sauvignon, raspberries, red currants, they're all the same to me. And we don't grow none of them here.
But you see, I have just read a very interesting book which says that the rare Sauvignon berry is actually cultivated here
Взагалі-то.
in the famous Bachstadt University aviary itself.
Well, if it's in a book, then I don't believe everything you read, miss.
I don't know why, but I don't think you're telling me the truth.
Я теж так
What do you
думаю.
mean? I don't know. How should I know where to find your stupid grave? Go ask your professor, what's his name, Pons, the paleontologist.
But you're the master of this station, so you should know better than anyone.
Nobody tells me anything. I don't know. Go see the old guy with the fossils.
Тобто вчений нас вислав до стейшн-майстра, а стейшн-майстер висилає нас до вченого. Клас. Добре, йдемо до вченого,
I won't disturb you any longer, Mr. Station Master.
професора.
Welcome to Barrockstadt, miss.
Дякую. Поскоріше б сюди звалити. Хоча тут дуже гарно, але люди якісь не дуже привітні. Зараз побачимось вже з професором, може він нам щось скаже. Професор Корнеліус, у мене є для вас іграшка. Дивіться, яка прикольна.
Do excuse me, Professor. Professor, sorry to disturb you again. Professor, I have brought you something that should be of interest to you. Look.
What have you got there, then? Let's see. An effigy of a mammoth. But this is Hans' doll, is it not? Yes, of course it is. How on earth did you... Oh, my God. It's in my hands. It exists. It really exists. Please do excuse me. I'm deeply,
Боже, він
deeply moved.
розплакався, чи що?
You see? Your Hans and my Vorarlberg heir are one and the same.
This is incredible. After all these years, how can I ever thank you, my dear?
Дай мені 100 доларів.
I must waste no time. I'm off to my laboratory. I must study this carefully. May I borrow your treasure a moment?
Well, actually,
Don't worry, miss. I will take the greatest care of it. But I need to study it. You see, it has such importance to me that this very afternoon I shall deliver an impromptu lecture to my students about this very object. If you are interested in Hans Vorarlberg, then it is essential that you attend.
Добре,
do you
прийдемо.
think so?
Obviously. Give me your telephone number and I will call you the moment my lecture begins. I will return you your doll at the end. You have my word.
Ладненько. Так він нас взяв номер телефону, бачите? Швидко. Не то, що той парубок, що стояв під входом. Супер метод. Так, що у нас тут? О, циліндр. Буде що послухати. Так, тут більше нічого. Йдемо сюди. О, тут в нас що? Так, щипці. А це що? А, Янга Кола Паудер. Та, що була в книжці. Та, що покращує зір. Може, ще раз
What is it you
запитаємо
want to know,
його
miss?
про Савіньйон, так як нам сказав Station Master.
You wouldn't know where the forest Sauvignon plants are kept in Barrockstadt, would you?
Why do you think there are Sauvignon plants here?
I read about it in a book at the library.
Try going to see the station master. If such a shrub exists, he will have a better idea than anyone.
Знову?
It's actually he who sent me to you. I thought it a little strange, but he definitely said ask the paleontologist. You're the only one here, aren't you?
Yes, indeed. What a strange way to behave. Well, I think he must have made a mistake.
Я
That's
думаю,
all.
ти щось брешеш.
Nobody tells me anything here. Maybe you should ask the rectors. After all, they are in charge of the university.
Alright,
Що вони всі
thanks.
приховують? Я не розумію.
I'll leave you in peace. I hope I haven't disturbed you too much.
Sorry? No, not at all, my dear child.
Та він іграшку отримав, слухай, такий подарунок, він же має нам все розказати, а не оце нас висилати то туди, то сюди, то там, то сям. Йдемо до ректорів. Я пропустила цю їх вступну мову, тому що вона не змінюється. Давайте питати про Савіньйон.
Are you sure there are no Amazon Sauvignon plants in Barockstadt? Because I have just interviewed the station master and the paleontologist, and what they said really didn't convince me that there wasn't any here.
Взагалі-то.
We are quite definite on this point. There are no Sauvignon plants growing in Barockstadt.
You see, miss, the Amazon forest Sauvignon is a rare shrub that requires very special conditions for growth.
That's right. Conditions that are very hard to reproduce, believe you me.
Difficult, but not impossible. Fortunately, our garden has proved very successful.
Що, все-таки є, да? В саду.
So, there is a garden in Barockstadt?
Oh, the garden. Well, if there was one, it would be only a little garden hidden behind the station.
Малюсінький.
But our station master would be very proud of it.
He would take very good care of it, too. Everything would
Oh,
grow
God.
marvelously if we were able to cultivate it at all, and it would be all down to his gardening prowess.
And we would be proud as punch. And we wouldn't forget the role the paleontologist might play in this.
What's the paleontologist got to do with it all?
Ну, цікаво.
Without
Свої
him and without
лабораторії.
his laboratory, how would we make the wine, do you think?
Ага,
And
бадяжа.
it would be good wine indeed, my dear colleagues, would it not?
Oh, yes, a delightful balm to soothe away our long hours of toil and our heavy responsibilities.
We would wait impatiently every year for the arrival of the year's produce.
So, if I have understood you correctly, there are indeed Sauvignon plants in Barockstadt. They are cultivated in a garden behind the station, then turned into wine by the paleontologist's loving care. And finally, the pleasure of tasting is yours. If I'm not very much mistaken, gentlemen, you have a minor racket
університет.
operating here.
Miss, you do go jumping to some hasty conclusions.
We never said that. That's not what we said at all.
We were talking in the conditional, you know, with ifs and woulds.
So, what would happen if I had such a hunch?
You would have to keep it to yourself, of course.
Звичайно.
Yes, if you would be so kind as to keep it a secret. It would only be a small local concern producing barely a few bottles every year.
That's right. Nothing so grandiose as a business. Otherwise, we'd be liable to be fined. So we can't count on your discretion, can't we?
Don't worry, I have no intention at all of getting messed up in anything.
Да. Я думаю, вже за це вони мали їй дати просто гроші, а не очікувати, що вона ще щось буде перевіряти.
If I were to need Sauvignon grapes, I could presumably find them in the garden, couldn't I?
If Sauvignon were to be found here, it would doubtless be situated in the said location.
But the station master would have to let you in. He would be the only one with the key.
Yes, if that indeed was the case, that would be the correct procedure.
Here we are, busy chatting and...
Already?
Thank you.
And
Коротше, вони знову в кінці сказали ті самі фрази, що попереднього разу, тому я їх пропустила. Але що, йдемо до стейшн-майстра, хай нас вже впускає в свій сад і покаже нам Савіньйон. Стейшн-майстер, ми прийшли. Давай, розповідай нам за Савіньйон. Точніше, вже не розповідає, вже нас впускає в свій сад.
excuse me, station master, but I need you again.
Can't you see I am very, very busy?
No.
Well, I am. Very busy indeed. But, okay, I think I can give you a minute of my time.
Дякую. Давай.
You have been playing with me, haven't you?
Брехун.
You knew very well there were forest Sauvignon berries in the station garden.
No, not at all. I've never seen your Sauvignon things.
You don't have to lie to me. I know all about it. You and the rectors are in cahoots, and the professor's lab has been turned into a distillery. You've all got a nice little smuggling racket on the side.
Smuggling racket? Hey, lady, you're going a bit far there. It's just a little on the side thing we got going, that's all. It's
Ні,
just
взагалі.
ourselves. Hey, honest.
You should be ashamed of yourselves.
Бадяжничали
Aren't you
тут.
worried about the reputation of this fine university? The authorities should be informed of this.
But we haven't done anything wrong. It's not a crime.
Ні, взагалі.
Can you open the gate to the garden, please?
Sure. No problemo. Right away, miss.
Ти подиви, як він заговорив. No problemo, міс. Тільки що було проблему, а вже no проблему. Отак. Breaking Bad. Так. Але взагалі тут дуже гарно.
There you are. Please feel free to visit the garden at your leisure. And there was just one thing. I'm not a liar. Not really. Just mum's the word. There is the reputation of the university to think about. And I have superiors, and I have to do what I can.
Да, ми
I
поняли.
understand. Don't you worry.
Oh, thank you, miss.
Ми все зрозуміли, просто дай нам вже нарешті пройти. Пока. А що в нього з оком було? Ладно. Пташки, таке небо гарне. Савіньйон. Ура! Нарешті. Хоча не виглядає це як виноград, чесно кажучи, більше як якась черешня. Чи вишня. Ну, але ладно. Музика мені подобається, я все ще в захваті. Підемо відігнати цих пташок і нарешті подивитись, що там на горі. Мене весь час свербить нос. О, так, все, пішли. Кш, кш. Нарешті. Наконец-то я дождався. Стільки ждав. Я вспомнила, пригадала собі цей мем. Але добре. Ой, божечки. Я б туди не полізла, ну його в баню. Ні. Висота — це не для мене. Сказала людина, яка лазить по горам. У мене логіки нема. О, яйце. Давай. І взагалі так, ми читали, що ці пташки відкидають свої яйця іншим птахам. Тому, бачите, це куку. Яйце червоне, а решта біла. І взагалі цей птах виглядає, якби його зробив Ганс. Але що ж, зараз підемо ремонтувати оркестр. Тільки Кейт зійде вниз, я сподіваюсь. Вона не впаде. І побачимось вже біля оркестру.
Miss, please, excuse me.
Що ти хочеш, брехунець?
Yes?
You know, I want to apologize for our little misunderstanding. I brought you a bottle of wine. Markstadt Sauvignon. Very good year. Let
Вінішка?
me know what you think.
Дякую.
I'm very touched. Thank you.
Good luck on your journey, lady.
Thank you.
Ну все. Він дав нам вінішка, ми вибачаємо його всі його гріхи. Сподіваюсь, це вінішка нормальна. І добре. І Кейт не помре після нього. Йдемо до оркестру. Так, ми вже на місці. Даємо яйце. Уху! Спрацювало! Є! Давай, Кейт, іди туди. У-у-у. І що в нас тут? Це? Це було так легко. Блін, зробити автомат, який вміє грати на скрипці, це... ну, це вау. Так, йдемо до ректорів, хай нам вже дають гроші. І так. Гроші.
Gentlemen, I have managed to repair your university bandstand.
The bandstand is playing again. This is marvelous news.
We are really very grateful indeed.
Та мені ваша
Yes,
вдячність, дайте
very
грошей.
grateful indeed.
Грошей.
We will look back on your visit with much fondness in our hearts.
And now let us in turn honor our word. How much is it you need, miss?
$100, if it's not too much to ask.
А прикиньте, зараз би вони сказали ні.
We agree to grant you the aforementioned sum, miss. You may now leave with your train.
Юс.
And while we're on the subject, when will you be leaving?
Yes, because now you should relocate your train as quickly as possible.
Зараз порішаємо, спокійно.
Here we are.
And
Час піти до тих на баржі. Нарешті у нас є гроші. Давай, Кейт, їм гроші. Собі відтянемо потяг і поїдемо далі.
there you go. Here's your money. I've checked it. It's all there.
А що якби воно впало до води і потонуло б?
Ah, thank you. Not difficult get dollar. See? You are a real businesswoman.
I'm not the only one around here.
Точно,
We
точно.
pleased to do deal with you. Now, you open lock or we no help you.
Why didn't you manage to open them? After all, you don't have to be a genius.
Ma vor wat pensiero esto, di kleine madam. No se sai mar alles non comprendo en allora caput en andere bordel.
Що він каже? Непонятно.
On boom telefonieren, kaput.
My husband say instructions complicated. No understand manual. My husband angry. Very angry. Oh, now telephone broke. Kaput.
Now that is annoying. What are you going to do next?
We wait repairman.
Well, I don't have the time to wait. I'll have to go have a look. There must be some way of releasing the opening mechanism.
Take key. Sailor always need key for lock.
Ключ.
Okay, thanks.
Так, беремо ключик. І зараз підемо відкривати дамбу. Чи шлюз, чи що тут взагалі. Цього разу. Йдемо. Бо ця баржа має проплисти до нашого потягу. Так. Зараз пошукаємо Ну, я то знаю, де воно. Бля. Дайте вгадаю. До Кейт
Hello?
дзвонить мама.
Kate, how's my little baby girl? I was thinking about you only yesterday because I saw this fantastic fur coat. You are wrapping up warm, aren't you? I mean, people in foreign countries never know how to dress properly for the weather.
Mom, it's so sweet of you to worry, but I'm fine, really. The trip's a breeze, no worries. I mean, there's...
Well, when are you coming back? Frank is dying to meet you.
Frank? Oh, yeah, your singer. You two seeing each other then?
Oh, you'll never guess the surprise he gave me yesterday.
No, I suppose I won't.
Frank invited me to a big charity show organized
Not
by...
bad.
Well, someone or another. Anyway, they got him singing a couple of old numbers from his repertoire, and in the end, he asked me to go up on stage with
Not
him.
bad.
Can you imagine me, your mother, on stage in front of thousands of people?
Wow, I would have loved to have been there. Not too emotional, I hope.
Oh, too emotional by far, especially as I hadn't even been to the hairdresser. Well, I didn't even have the proper dress on. But Frank promised me he'd see to that next time. Oh, he's such a cutie, and he's got the sweetest little...
I'm sure he has, Mom.
It would be so good if you could join
Я вже
us one
позіхаю
day.
від
Let's
цих
see,
розмов з
when
мамою.
is his next gala?
Ну,
I'm
Кейт
so
з її
forgetful
мамою.
these days. I swear I'd lose my head if it weren't in the clouds. You just watch out, my girl. Them years will catch up with you much quicker than you think.
I'll look out for them, Ma. Nice to hear your voice. Lots of love.
Well, to you too, my little munchkin.
Пока-пока. Тобто її мама затусила з оперним співаком. Він вже її витяг на сцену. Взагалі просто... Ну, цікаві стосунки у її мами. Хоча б цікавіші, ніж у неї з цим Ден, чи як його там звати. Добре, що це в нас? Gesellschaft der Ostschlüsse. Я так розумію, що це нам шлюз допоможе відкрити. У нас є ключ. Угу. Чудово. А що тут? Ага, якщо що, телефонуйте. Зараз запам'ятаємо номер. 27 3 шестірки 742. 27 7 раз, 2, 3 7 42.
Welcome to the East Block Control Center. To start, press the number sign. If you are using the Haltenberg lock, press 1. If you are using the Morloff lock, press 2. If you are using the Koningpass lock, press 3. If you are using the Barrackstadt lock, press 4. To return to the last command, press the number sign. If you want to raise the water level, press 1. If you want to lower the water level, press 2. To return to the last command,
Мені
press
треба
the number
підняти чи
sign.
опустити?
You want to raise the water level in the Barrackstadt lock? To confirm your choice, press star. To return to the previous command, press the number sign. Your request has been logged. Unfortunately, our regional technician is currently on holiday, and no replacement is available. We will reply to your request within 48 hours in case of an emergency. Please operate the lock system manually. We apologize for delays to our service.
Окей, коротше, я так розумію, нам треба просто натиснути то само, але тут. Тобто, це 4, 1, 2. Є, значить 2. 2. Ура! Чудово. Тепер йдемо сказати цим на баржі, що нарешті вони можуть вже поплисти.
Hey there! On the boat!
Guten Tag, schöne Mademoiselle.
My husband say, hello, young lady. You want to talk to us?
Ні, знаєте, я дала вам гроші і вже нічого від вас не хочу.
Right, I've got it. I know now how the locks work. So guide your boat into the lock, and I'll take care of the mechanism.
Godverdomme. Das ist eine echte ladies. Alle trois, rangez alle Dingen and obligados de dame. Ach, set content und zurück again.
What did your husband say?
You, hurry up. We hurry to travel again.
Okay. We'll meet each other on the other side. By my train, okay?
Окей. Біжимо знову до цього механізму. Зараз вже побачимось біля нього. Бо треба змінити рівень води знову. Вже стоїть баржа. Давай, Кейт. Так, і тепер 4, 1. Ура! Ура! Ой, там відкрилось. Ну все, супер. Тепер біжимо до потягу. Сподіваюсь, вони його дотащать нарешті. Ура! Вони вже тут. Давайте поговоримо.
Hey there! On the boat!
Da, barge on other side. You still need us?
Ні, вже можете собі плисти, куди хочете.
What do we do now to tie my train to the barge?
Mademoiselle tak, loco coco mitchen.
What did your husband say?
You attach chain to train and chain put train with barge.
Що непонятно?
Качесо.
Все понятно. Ланцюг, давай нам. Ніфіга собі в нього сили. Так, у нас є крюк. Прикріпимо його до ланцюга. Єс! Я вже бачу цей механізм. Ура! Біжимо до нашого потягу. Щасливі, що нарешті він вже зможе поїхати далі. О! Хто знову?
Hello, Kate Walker here.
Miss Walker, this is Professor Ponce. I'm about to start my lecture on the U-Code at any moment. Please make haste to come.
Okay, I'll give it my best.
Excellent. We'll be in the main lecture hall. See you soon.
Я думаю, ми зараз послухаємо лекцію цього професора. І на цьому будемо закінчувати серію. Тому зараз ми опинимось в університеті. Магічна штучка. Ми вже в університеті. Магічна штучка вдалась. Йдемо слухати лекцію. Про юколів. Від професора. Я вже забула, як його звати.
Ah, there you are, Miss Walker. Good. Take a seat quickly. I'm impatient to start my lesson.
Я бачу, студентам дуже цікаво, особливо там одному, який вже майже заснув. А, їх там більше, вау.
My young friends, A very exciting discovery, unimaginable up until only a few hours ago, has come into my hands and has finally allowed me to complete my study on the mysterious Yukol people. Lights, please. The Yukols are a people from the far north about whom very little is known. They live far away, very far away, on the frozen borders of Syberia. This distance and the climatic conditions of the region, which are unfavorable to human existence, have limited the size of the Yukol population and kept it out of reach of the scientific world. The handful of slides that follow are actually the only documentation we have in our possession. It was a Russian explorer who made these drawings and took these photographs 100 or so years ago. Today, we owe what we know about the Yukol people and their culture to him. We know that the origins of the Yukols date back to the last ice age. Curiously, evidence of their presence has been found in Western Europe, and more precisely in the prehistoric caves at the heart of the Alps. This people, it seems, undertook a long migration over centuries towards the far north of the globe. The reasons for this migration are due to the importance of the mammoth in their craft, trade, and culture. They used them for transportation and as beasts of burden. The mammoth brought them meat, skins, fat, and ivory. Man and animal lived in symbiosis. There's no doubt about it. Mammoths started to drift away from the region due to changing climatic conditions, and the Yukols followed them to the north, to the edges of Syberia. Prehistoric cave drawings, identified as Yukol in origin, first led me to the extraordinary hypothesis that the Yukols had managed to domesticate the mammoth. They are, to the best of our knowledge, the only prehistoric people to represent a man riding a mammoth.
Бачите, нагадують диких з Гри о Трон.
Genuine mammoth skin effigy, identified by myself as an authentic Neolithic object, I can confirm this hypothesis. Yukol forebears managed to tame mammoths. Prehistoric man uses little imagination. He draws what he sees and represents scenes from real life. This familiar day-to-day object is actually a children's toy. As we have seen, Yukol existence was inextricably linked to that of the mammoth. They used its skin for clothing and to make the roofs and walls of their houses. They used the tusks to build the frameworks of their homes, as well as weapons, tools, and jewelry. Curiously, the disappearance of the mammoth 12,000 years ago had no immediate effect on the Yukol's way of life. It seemed that for a long time after, the people maintained their strong bond with the mammoth through the centuries. As incredible as it may seem, the Yukol people have continued right up until the start of this century to feed themselves on mammoth meat and to use the skin for clothing and shelter. Their ivory craftwork industry is still flourishing. It would appear that to preserve ancestral customs, the Yukols learned how to exploit through the centuries the large number of frozen mammoth carcasses that were perfectly preserved in the ice of the Siberian tundra. They have been able to live mainly off this enormous freezer stock for almost 30 centuries. As plausible as this explanation may seem, it seems it is not enough for the scientific community who, I will confess, is greatly perplexed by the question. In the absence of acceptable scientific evidence, we have to make do with Yukol shaman artifacts. The research department that I have the honor to represent today lends no credence to the myths and legends that these tribal charlatans peddle. We have to take their stories at face value, mere tales to while away the long Siberian winter. The legend of the Siberian ice ark is a very good example. You are invited to find out for yourselves from the pamphlet that I had passed around to you. This legend would have us believe that today, somewhere on a lost island to the north of Siberia, there are living mammoths still in existence, a sort of hangover from the Ice Age. This small herd has been miraculously preserved for more than 120 centuries by the Yukol's tender care. And the island on which the pachyderms are said to live is called Syberia. My friends, I advise you to resist the temptation you may have to believe in this pish and tish. The island of Syberia is not charted on any map, and the idea that mammoths have survived to the 21st century is an idle scientist's pipe dream. The Yugols were sadly among the first victims of the colonization of continental Siberia led by the Russians in the 20th century. The Kolkhozs
Звичайно, як
and
русські, то що?
subkolkh
То
systems,
водка.
as
Що
well as
ще?
the exploitation, disdain, and humiliation people had to suffer, marked a definitive break in the Yugols' traditional lifestyle. Since the collapse of the communist regime, the Yukon population finds itself confronted with the same political and social upheavals that other Siberian communities are experiencing. There are two consequences to arise from this. Some Yugols have lost their tribal identity and have integrated into the Russian population.
Стали
Others,
алкашами.
however, have sought long and hard to reestablish links
Єдиний
with
спосіб
their
інтегрувати
ancestral
в їх
cultures that was
суспільство.
lost under the Soviet regime. Now, at the start of the 21st century, the last true surviving Yugols have gone to live on the vast territories of their ancestors. Nobody knows today where they live or how they survive. Their very existence would be a matter for speculation if they did not turn up periodically at the tundra's most isolated fur trading posts to exchange mammoth tusks for essential items. There ends my lecture for today.
Ура!
Thank you for being among us today, Miss Walker. Please make your way to the laboratory where you will find your mammoth doll. There are also photocopies of my lectures should you so require them.
Тобто зараз ще підемо до його лабораторії за нашою іграшкою. Але взагалі хотілося б сказати, що це один з приводів, чому я так виразно кажу, що гра називається Сиберія, а не Сибір. І те, що б хотілося мені якби зазначити, це те, що в цій грі Кейт шукає саме Сиберію, тобто країну, де все ж таки живуть справжні ці юколи, справжнє це їх поселення, і де можуть бути мамонти. Тобто її цікавить саме це, а не Сибір. Розумієте? Добре, зараз заберемо іграшку і вже, мабуть, закінчимо цю серію. О, моя іграшка. Ну, ще скажемо йому дякую за лекцію.
What is it you want to know, miss?
I must congratulate you for your lecture. You were right. The subject is absolutely fascinating. I never believed that mammoths could be so interesting.
What you heard was only the tip of the iceberg, my dear. But if I have at least awoken a passion in you, I'm only too proud.
Did Hans Vorarlberg agree with your hypothesis on the Yugols being able to tame mammoths?
Now, Hans was no man of science. His pathological obsession was to find mammoths that were still in existence. Such a hypothesis is somewhat overblown, don't you think?
You don't believe in it yourself?
Mammoths died out thousands of years ago. Of this we are certain. Today, the only mammoths in Siberia are frozen ones.
Do you know where Hans might have gone after his stay here in Barrackstadt?
No, but I would not be surprised if he left in search of the Yugols, or what is left of them today.
I'll leave you in peace. I hope I haven't disturbed you too much.
Sorry? No, not at all, my dear child.
Ну що ж, на цьому, я думаю, час закінчити наступну серію. Я дякую величезне за перегляд і буду чекати вас в наступному випуску. Я думаю, його почнемо вже одразу в потязі. Так, нема сенсу дивитися, як я туди йду. Дякую вам ще раз, бажаю вам чудового дня і до зустрічі. Па-па!